On a cold October morning in 1972, Flight 571 of the Uruguayan Air Force took off with 45 passengers on board, including young rugby players and their families. The mood was cheerful. No one imagined that within hours they would become part of one of the most extraordinary survival stories in history. As the plane glided through the clouds, a navigation error brought it far closer to the Andes mountain peaks than the pilots realized. Within minutes, the aircraft struck a towering wall of rock and ice. The fuselage shattered, metal twisted in the freezing air, and the plane slid across the snow until it came to a brutal stop. Those who survived the initial impact found themselves trapped in a silent world of endless white, no villages, no roads, no signs of rescue. Only cold, wind, and a terrifying stillness. The first days were spent tending to the injured and fighting the biting freeze. But soon, a devastating truth settled in: no help was coming. When they managed to hear radio updates, announcing that the search for them had been called off, their last bit of hope collapsed. From that moment on, there was only one path forward: save themselves, or die on this frozen desert. Hunger became unbearable. They had almost no food, and nighttime temperatures sank to -30 degrees Celsius. Eventually, the survivors faced a brutal moral crossroads. After long emotional struggle, they made a decision born from pure instinct: to stay alive, they would have to use the bodies of their deceased friends as sustenance. It was a choice that scarred them deeply, not just physically, but spiritually. Days turned into weeks. November passed. December arrived. And finally, two young men, Nando Paradu and Roberto Canessa, made a desperate decision. They would climb out of the Andes on foot, no matter the cost. For 10 days, with bleeding feet, frozen breaths, and unimaginable exhaustion, they pushed through towering peaks and endless snow. Every step was a gamble with death. Until, in the distance, they finally spotted a lone Chilean muleteer. Dropping to their knees, they knew their nightmare was ending. When rescue teams returned to the crash site, 16 survivors were still alive, weak, frostbitten, but unbroken. Among the wreckage of twisted metal, frozen bodies, and shattered dreams, they had endured the impossible. The story of Flight 571 remains, to this day, a powerful testament to human resilience, willpower, and the lengths people will go to survive. The silent peaks of the Andes still stand as witnesses to everything that happened there, proof of what humans can withstand when they refuse to give up.